Hi, I'm Victoria, a licensed esthetician and laser tech. I am an influencer, also known as Skin by Victoria, and we own our own spa here in Gilbert, Arizona. Welcome to Your Besthetician. So today I'm super excited. We're going to talk about my viral hand post that reached over 3 million people.
3 million. Is that what you said?
3 million people. Yeah.
Wait, but did you pay for, you must have paid for ads or you must have boosted it.
Nope.
Oh.
We've never paid or
boosted.
We've never boosted a post before. So we want to talk about the pros and cons and just dive a little deeper into our insights on that.
Yeah, but first let's talk a little bit about, this is our Christmas themed episode.
Oh yeah. This is our Christmas.
We have Santa here.
Yeah, Santa. So we have Santa and Mrs. Claus right here with my Christmas sweater.
I don't have a Christmas sweater, so I wasn't invited to the party. Yeah,
He's not part of the club.
we can jump right in.
Okay.
Is there anything before I pull up the insights? Is there anything you kind of wanted to talk about, like mention about it, or anything off the top of your head that you kind of wanted to say preliminary?
Not really, but just the fact that it was so random. We didn't expect this post to go viral. So
yeah, so I guess let's start there actually. Then let's start with kind of where this came from. I will put it on the screen here. It is just it's just a picture of Victoria's hand.
It's my hand.
And it basically tells you how much product you should be using, which we can talk a little bit about being a very controversial topic as well, which is pretty funny. But yeah, we'll kind of talk about kind of how that came to be. You mind if I tell a story?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So I think, we're constantly bouncing ideas off each other all the time, just about photos and reels and kind of what's the next steps on Instagram. And we're always trying to think outside the box. Our main goal with Skin by Victoria is to teach people new things in any way possible. So one of the best ways we found so far is with our talking head, our reels that we do, which is just Victoria clearly explaining skincare basics, right?
Yeah.
If it's what's retinol, if it's a skincare routine, and we found a lot of success with that. And I think we find that people learn really well that way. And I don't know if I can speak for you as well, but that's how I learn best is through video. Yeah. So I think that's why it resonated with both of us, is because that's how, like, if I'm going to learn a way, I'm going to look it up on YouTube, right? Before I read something. Yeah. But yeah, so that's what we've jumped in with. And we've also messed around with different types of graphics, and we try to be really spread. My idea is always that different people learn different ways, and we try to offer all different ways that people might learn best with. So I stumbled upon something. I think it might have been a video of somebody using a jade roller to roll out the skincare order, maybe it was.
That's a super viral post. I see a lot of people doing that.
And so I think either I'd probably say it was a team decision. Yeah. One of us came up with like, hey, let's put how much product. And I think there's something that's like this. So we got
inspiration from that, I remember. And then I was Googling just, some inspiration. And then I was like, how about we do a hand picture?
Yeah. And I'm sure it's out there already. We're not the first to do it. We're not the last to do it.
I mean, I definitely got inspiration and from somebody else. Of course, it wasn't,
so
I don't take credit for this, for this idea. A lot of people have done it.
Yep. And so, we were at a time where we were posting some really good reels that were doing really well. And we actually, it was kind of thrown together. It was something that we weren't like, this is going to be it. It was like, hey, let's just take this picture. We just got done filming and we were like, let's take the picture really quick. A little behind the scenes as well. It was quite a mess, right? It's really difficult to get the products to not move, for them to stay still. They keep rolling all over the hand.
And I had to keep repositioning it.
And I'm holding the camera over her and she's trying to put the product on her hand without it falling off with one hand and cleaning it and trying to make it, pretty. But yes, that's kind of how it came about. The reason why I say all that is that it wasn't some kind of preconceived, like, this is going to be it. Like, this is going to be the post of the century. It was really just, let's get out another piece of content, which is why
what's really cool is that it was so spontaneous and we had no intention of it even going viral, and just surprise, Yeah.
And I think that's why it inspires us still, and it should inspire other people too, that it doesn't always take some kind of like $1 million idea to go viral and build your following and really change everything, right? It changed a lot for us on social media, and it gave us that kind of inspiration to keep moving forward. So
I think too, just how clear and bright the photo was too helped a lot, because we redid that hand picture and with the tan background,
and it
wasn't
the same.
it didn't look the same.
We were trying to chase
from
it
an
a
outer
bit.
perspective.
Yep.
I was like, this doesn't pop. So it was,
So that picture will be here at some point during the video. But yeah, I guess we'll jump into a little bit about insights, and then we want to break down, we talked a little bit about hashtags in the last episode, which we'll go into that a little bit because that goes into this photo. But overall, I can take a screenshot of this as well. This post is still growing daily, but currently it's at 3.4 million accounts reached. So it's the reach is at 2,700 of our followers and 3.4 million other people. It's currently sitting at 61,000 likes, 398 comments, 15,000 shares, and 78,000 saves, which is a really interesting point. I also touched about this on our last video of getting shares and saves on your content, and how important those numbers are. So clearly, as you can see here, it's almost 80,000 saves. So we almost have 20,000 more saves than likes, which is absolutely insane. That's why I always tell people, when you look at your content, if you think you have a post that's viral or not even necessarily viral, but that's going to do really well, look at those saves and those shares, because when Instagram sees a lot of saves, they push that content out. This clearly shows that Instagram pushes this out like crazy because of the amount of people that save it, because a save means so much more than just a like. Anybody can like a photo, but to save it, it's kind of a different action, and Instagram puts really heavy thought on that action.
You love it so much that you had to save it.
Exactly. Let's look at hashtags. We'll jump into our impressions. So the overall impressions is at 3.9 million. So impressions and reach is a little bit different. Your impressions is this is kind of just good information for everybody in general. Most people don't know this. The difference between reach and impressions. So impressions can mean somebody sees that same piece of content more than once, where your reach is going to be kind of the total number of overall human beings. So if our impressions are almost at 4 million, our reach is only at 3.4. So I know it's not a huge difference, but there's about 600,000 people there, 500,000 people there that have maybe seen the post more than once. I don't know if we've never really talked about this that much before either. It's kind of it's really nerdy, but it's just good to know, because impressions are always way higher, because if you see this content 3 times, so say you're scrolling on Instagram and you see it on your feed and you see it once, and then you watch a story and you see it twice, it only counts as 1 person reached, but that's 2 impressions. Does that make sense? And then if I go to your profile and I see it again, that's now 3 impressions. Okay. So that's how the impressions are always higher. I don't know if that really matters to everybody, but it's just, to me, it's interesting information. So anyways, we look at explore, other, hashtags, and from home. So let's just talk about hashtags, because we talked a little bit in the last episode. We reached 20,000 people from hashtags. So when people say hashtags are dead, they're not quite dead, right? We reached a lot of people, and we can pull up some other posts later that did well from hashtags. But hashtags are still working. Now, they're not going to be your main source of reach like they used to be, but if you can bring an extra 3,000 or 4,000 eyes on a photo,
why not?
Why wouldn't you? Or from a reel, why wouldn't you? It'd be silly to not use hashtags because they're not as big as they used to be. To me, if we can get 2 more eyes, I'll throw a hashtag on a post, right?
Exactly.
Like one more person seeing our
the
content,
more reach, the better.
The better, right? So let's talk about hashtags. The engagement, I don't think it's anything too interesting. Profile visits, that's another really interesting piece of information as well, is Instagram nowadays, from what I've heard and what I've read, profile visits are really, really important on Instagram. So you're not really, shares and saves are super, super important. Don't get me wrong. But the best way to show Instagram you have a good piece of content is a profile visit. Because to them, there's nothing a user could do anything more than to visiting your profile. That means they love your content so much. They're going to go to your profile to see more, which Instagram likes that because that means you're staying on the app longer, right? That's going to be less likely for you to leave the app. And of course, for influencers, it's the best thing you could ask for either way, right? Absolutely. You want somebody to come and check out your profile, potentially follow you, and enjoy some more content. With all that being said, that was quite the rant. Do you have anything from that so far that you want to add on? Thoughts, opinions?
No, I mean, you you said it really well. And I think that it's just, I mean, insights are just so helpful, and they help us grow and figure out what is obviously working and what's not. And I think if you're not getting good reach from your post, maybe you should reevaluate,
I think that's a really good fact to jump, or a good point to jump into insights, is that I don't know how much everybody looks at their insights. But for me, and I might chase Victoria down, that I look at insights more than her, which is just fine. She has a lot of the things she focuses on. But I study our insights to see what is reaching people. What, like, even the difference between your followers and non-followers, who it's reaching. A post might do well, but if it's only doing well with your followers, it can show you this one's not really reaching a new audience. It's just doing well with your audience, which is okay. But at the end of the day, we want to reach new people. We want to encourage the audience to enjoy your content and love your content, but also find new eyes. So definitely dive into those insights and take a look at those shares and saves. And even for us, we just started Skin by You, a new Instagram, Skin by You AZ, and we've grown that tremendously. We're at 5,000 followers already. So we kind of have this system kind of dialed in now. But even for us early on, it was really good to look at those insights, even when we were getting 10 likes, because I can see how many shares and saves, and it might have had 4 saves compared to the last post that had 1 save. So to me, that shows, okay, this is a way better post than that one, because people are saving it.
And it's been really interesting to see Skin by Victoria versus Skin by You. Skin by You has actually been giving us so much more reach, because obviously my Skin by Victoria is
If you guys haven't listened to the last podcast about our horror story with Skin by Victoria, please go back and give that one a full listen, and we'll fully explain. But sorry, keep jumping into that.
Like, it'll make more sense. But it's been interesting to see like a new account, basically a fresh account that is so organic. We've never, like I said, boosted anything.
Same thing with Skin by You. We haven't paid for anything off there as well.
It's so interesting too. I'll post something on Skin by Victoria, it'll get less than 10K, in some cases, and then I'll post it on Skin by You, and it will, like, I just had another post that got like 200K. So it's just and it's the same exact video. On a way smaller account. So it is interesting. Our insights are definitely changing now. It's been super interesting to just see the difference between the two accounts. And I'm honestly so much more excited about the Skin by You account because of how much it's grown and just how fresh of an account that is. Yeah,
I know. It's a really, like I said, you guys have to go back and listen to those previous podcasts if you haven't already. But it's been a really, it feels like we're almost making an excuse like we started a new account. But even though it is a spa account, it's catered completely different. Let's talk about that for a minute. Let's talk about why we started a brand new Instagram. When we opened Skin by You, which is a actual brick and mortar, it's our physical spa here in Gilbert, Arizona. My biggest issue was not only the fact that Skin by Victoria was losing reach, but really the main reason why I did it is because the Skin by Victoria account at this point, the reach is across the world. Like, not to be dramatic, but if you look at our countries, we have people in the UK, we have Canada, and we have people across the entire United States. So in opening our spa here with an account that's already established, I knew I'd have to try to force the algorithm to take back everybody who's across the world and try to focus in on here in Central Arizona. And I knew it was going to be a task that was just going to be impossible.
And it was already in Orlando too.
And we have a huge audience in Florida because we were in Florida for 2 years. So starting a new account, what I did basically was start a fresh account and kind of force Instagram to go, we are for the locals here. And how we did that, which can be a little bit of insight, which we can dive into this on a different episode. But a few small reasons. The first are a few small things. One thing we did was geotag, of course, every single post. And every single post was between, not that you guys know the cities, I'll just say the few cities around us, right? And mostly focusing on our city. The second thing we did is we went through location tags near us and liked pictures. We liked pictures and commented pictures on women who are in every single city surrounding us. So what we did at that point is all those eyes that we liked and commented on came back to our spa page and liked our content and followed us, right? So what we did is we showed Instagram that our account is for locals. Okay. So then now when we put out reels Instagram is going to show those reels to local people because they know local people are the one who engage with this account the most, right? Which we've already kind of messed that up already, because as soon as you get kind of like a viral-ish post, our like Victoria mentioned before, we have a reel that hit 200K now. And now, of course, we're bringing followers from everybody. We're bringing a lot of estheticians across the U.S. again. It's just, it's going to happen.
It comes with the territory.
But when we first started, it was really beneficial to put out content, and almost every single new follower we got, even from not liking their post, was local. Yeah. Because Instagram went, this is a local business, and the people who are going to engage with it most is locals. Yeah. Right. So that's something for you guys to think about as well. If you have a brand new account, a fresh account, that's kind of a little hack, you could call it, to get locals to see your business. But then even with that, if you're trying to bring people in, you're going to want to engage with the community. Yeah. Right. That's how you find clients.
Absolutely. And two, I mean, our long-term goal is for me to have my own account, and I didn't want it to be centered around Skin by Victoria, and for people to only see, only want to see me. So
which is kind of, that's a separate thing as well. It's kind of another reason why, which I'd agree. Also, I didn't even mention that, but so Skin by Victoria is Victoria. Where Skin by You, we want to bring on employees. We want to build a team, and we never want it to feel like Victoria is the only esthetician there. Yeah. And we want it to feel more of a community and a brand. Yeah. Right?
And I want people to come in and not feel discouraged that only people want to see me. I want it to be a team, and that for not to be self-centered around me.
If you are here in Arizona, we will be hiring within the next few months. Not quite yet, but we are expanding and growing. And so it's that same idea. And I want this Instagram, even with this podcast, with everything, we're building Skin by You into a much bigger kind of domain and kind of a world, a brand, where Skin by Victoria, not to put Skin by Victoria in a box, but it is kind of like it's more of an influencer. It's something that we're going to do the Skincation podcast and series from. So it's just a little bit separate. And I think it's
just a different type of account. I mean, it's business versus, influencing and podcasts, all that fun stuff.
Working out brand deals, and of course, trying to give some love to younger estheticians. Where Skin by You, we're trying to keep it more local. It's not always that easy, but that's the general idea, is to know that it's a local account. Yeah, right. No, absolutely. But is that if that's about it, I think we can pretty much wrap this one up.
Yeah, that's about it, and I think that I hope that was helpful. And
if you guys have any questions as far as any of this kind of information goes, we can definitely take a deeper dive on another podcast and expand onto any of these things that we might have mentioned. So please comment. Comment if you have any questions, concerns. If you want to argue with us about stuff, please feel free to jump in and make sure you subscribe. Absolutely. We need people to subscribe. We want to grow this account and reach more people and help more estheticians. Is our goal. We have
some exciting videos coming up too. We have a lot more questions that people ask. So like he said, comment below, and we would love to do more videos on some fun topics.
Okay. Well,
alrighty.
That's it.
Thank you guys.